So Manchester City 4, Ipswich Town 1. Erling Haaland with his first hat-trick of the season. He'd be a brave man to bet that would be in his only hat-trick in this campaign. Obviously, he is the man we talk about because of the impact that he made in the first season. Second season, he scored 1 million goals, but still we were critical of him. And now he started right out of the trap, Sally. And of course, he started with a fresh start because he didn't play in the Euros. He had the summer off.
Yeah, and you can see the legs are lively.
Yeah.
And when his legs are lively, he can run in behind. And so you were mocking long ball football from Manchester City. Yes, every so often, there's nothing wrong with that, especially when you have this beast, this animal running in behind. He can give you that. That is available to Manchester City if they look for it. And if only you had a player that could play the ball in behind that has the quality to find. Oh, yes, you do. Yes, you do, and Kevin De Bruyne. And so it's something that I've been begging for. He's willing to make those runs, reward those runs, because if you do it enough, he's going to score goals like he did in this match. That running behind is always there for Erling Haaland. And unlike many strikers, he's actually willing to give you that run. He's willing to give you that sacrifice. Reward him with that. Kevin De Bruyne finds him. Perfect finish, and just a great game from him.
Welcome to the big boy league for those defenders, Frank.
Yeah, that's complicated. On top of it, when you have your goalkeeper making so much mistakes, but that's what you have when you touch the top of the top. I remember playing for Strasbourg, playing against Olympique Marseille, playing against Papin, Waddle, Abedi Pelé, and we did exactly the same. We scored the first goal, we woke up the beast, and we've been punished for one. That's what it is, and it's a roller coaster. You try to fight, you cannot do anything. Can I just mention one player, Rico Lewis? I mean, we saw him appearing 2 years ago. He was new, fresh, young, too hairy for me, but that's normal. But and last year we didn't see him a lot. And say, well, what's wrong with him? And I think Guardiola prepared him perfectly. That guy right now is the surprise for me. I saw him last week. I see him this afternoon. I saw him this afternoon. The guy, he got the maturity. He's ready. He's ready to help. He's another player that you have to add on the best player of the Premier League. He's going to be there. I'm very amazed by the way Guardiola prepares the new generations.
Meanwhile, it's always interesting to see players who have been successful in other leagues come across the Premier League. Obviously, we saw a lot of Savinho last season for Girona. He's kind of hit the ground running, hasn't he?
Well, he gives you something that Manchester City, other than Jeremy Doku, doesn't do naturally, which is you get the ball, and it's very simple. I'm going to get after the defender. I'm going to challenge him. I may lose the ball 3 or 4 times, but in challenging the defender, you eventually are going to break through. And when you break through, you get the defender backing up. Now he dangles a leg. Now it's a penalty. And he does that quite often. And I just hope, and this is hope against all hopes, that Pep Guardiola doesn't say to him, hey, Savinho, we need to pass the ball more. Because it would take away from what he does naturally, and that is you got to live with the turnovers that he's going to have because of the chances that he takes in going after defenders. And so many teams are going to sit back on Manchester City. You need players that can break down 1v1 situations. Savinho can do that for Manchester City.
If you're a fullback...
Ali, I really think... Sorry,
Frank. If you're a fullback and you're playing against a guy like him, you're desperate for the manager to tell him to turn back and keep the ball.
Yeah.
You don't want him coming at you.
Right.
Because you know that he can do you for pace. So if you get too tight, you're in trouble. But you also know if you back off too far, he's going to pick somebody out. It's an absolute nightmare for a defender. So please, Pep, don't take that away from this guy.
Frank?
I think you can be comforted by the example of Doku. Doku came last year and he's still doing what he does the best. Confronting the opponent, and I didn't see Pep Guardiola telling him, stop doing it, because he's another threat. So how he's going to use him? Because of Bernardo Silva, because of whoever can play on that position. But I don't think Guardiola is going to change him. He's going to do like he does with Doku, gives him other options to threaten the opponents.
Let's just remind you, can we just see the Manchester City starting 11 again? Obviously, we saw Kovacic come in. No, Rodri is still, he's preparing after missing out on most of pre-season. Looking at this team, Steve, where does Foden kind of fit in?
Unfortunately for Bernardo Silva,
Right.
that's where he fits.
That's where he's going to come in.
Yeah, I mean, you have to think that Bernardo Silva is going to be slowly eased out. You know, you've got Oscar Bob to come back as well. You know, what a combination in the future for Rico Lewis and Oscar Bob, who in the pre-season over here were absolutely, no question for me, the two best players that City had. But yeah, unfortunately for Silva, that's where Foden's going to come in and play, and he should as well.
But I'm afraid that actually what Pep Guardiola will end up doing, our guy Savinho may get the he may be the one that is put on the bench.
You're just so nice to him.
Well, we were.
The new guy.
Yeah.
The new guy.
Yeah, so Bernardo Silva shifted out to the right-hand side. Then you have Foden playing alongside Kevin De Bruyne, and Savinho is
And Jack Grealish says, welcome to the club, Savinho.
Yes. Hey, Savinho, get comfortable, buddy.
Make yourself comfortable.